We are back for another round of the TRAC World Touring Car Championship. We're down in southern Spain for round 5 of the season. Cruising towards the halfway stage, we've got another 3 races for you today. Once they're complete, we are going to be halfway through this 10-round calendar. This 2.2 mile circuit, famed for Formula 1 testing, is going to be putting our grid of drivers to the test. We're going to be kicking off with the pro drivers, taking a look at the championship. AMS Merckx is starting to establish a bit of a dominant run at the moment, with TRAC sat there in second. LMP Stats, Sean S91 and Nathel round at the top 5, and they are that close. Just a further point behind is WRT McCallboy in the Chevrolet, with a little bit of a gap of 5 points down to DOR Snake Eye, who's level on points with SVR Birchie, who completes the top 8. So before we take to the track, we need to find out where everyone's going to be starting. So let's have a look at the grid for race number 1. So after the hot lap qualifying, it was SVR Brothers in the BMW that scored pole position, with Puglet X Modified lining up on the front row as well. Top qualifying for Skunk Eye there on P3, the highest of the Mercedes. DOR Kraken on P number 4. Row 3 is DOR Snake Eye and TRAC John in the Audi S3. Row 4 sees the promoted Punisher alongside Sean S91 in the Audi RS3. Row 5 is TRAC Johnny and It's Cream in the Honda. Then championship leader AMS Merckx starts down on row 6 with Nathel alongside him. Row 7 is Mike in the Honda alongside SVR Birchie in another BMW. Row 8, the last of the Chevrolets, WRT McCallboy alongside TRAC Crow, and that car looks pretty good in the light today. LMP Stats and TRAC Bliss will round out the final row of the grid. So ready to go racing. Round number 13 of the championship. 3 more races till the halfway point. Lights go out, away we go. Good start from the Chevrolets there. Looking at BMWs to get us a good start off the front row. Looks like Punisher's trying to fire his way through the middle of the field. We've also got Birchie getting a good start there. Yeah, Punisher with the BMW's already challenging the Mercedes and Skunk Eye for 3rd place. Looks like the Honda of Cream has just got himself up there as well. You've got Chevrolets going side by side, but all that's going to allow, it's going to allow the BMW Brothers to go through and off into the lead. Punisher's up there in 2nd place. Skunk Eye's doing everything he can to try and hold on. 3rd place there is Punisher. Looks like he lags out, so that BMW's disappeared. And he's just reappeared now back in front of Skunk Eye and the Mercedes. So Skunk Eye now trying to hold on to 3rd place. As you've got Honda and the Chevrolet heading in towards turn number 4. The Chevy goes down the inside. The Honda's now in a Chevrolet sandwich. Will he be able to get back in, or will he have to lose it? Will he end up losing another position? Looks like he just slots in behind the Chevrolet there, trying to throw it down the inside. Skunk Eye's now going on the attack against Punisher, but doesn't quite have the power to get himself down the inside straight away. Drag race between the two of them, but Punisher slots himself into 2nd place on his pro debut, as one of the Chevrolets now in 4th place. You've got Honda's 5th and Chevrolet 6th. But Skunk Eye having a really solid run here, looking for his first podium this time out, and he's currently running in 3rd place. That's exactly what he wants. Looks like Punisher got a little bit of a slide on there with the BMW, the Honda, and the Chevrolet still going at him. You got the Mercedes trying to get a run and desperately trying to get in towards 2nd place. Well, Skunk Eye fancy diving towards this hair, but he's not quite close. You know, he looks he throws it down the inside anyway, doesn't get the power down, and Punisher now is going to sweep across the front to cement that 2nd place, but it's going to leave him under threat from, I believe that's Kragenon in the other Chevrolet. He's already got past Skunk Eye, so he's had a really solid send there. Having a look on Punisher now for 2nd place. The Chevrolet looking to go down the inside at the chicane. This isn't really an overtaking point. You don't have going too wide through here. Things a little bit better of it, but they're too wide behind as Puglet in the Honda is trying to make a move on Skunk Eye, heading down through the final quarters. Put 1 lap in the book here at Catalonia. The Mercedes just touches the gravel, and there's Puglet getting himself back through for 3rd. A little bit further behind, you've got Sean trying to make progress as early as he can. He's running quite high in the championship. His first target is Birchie, trying to get past the guy who sits 8th in the title at the moment. Heading in towards turn number 1. Birchie's running a little bit of a defensive line there. Sean's trying to go around the outside. No room there. He's going to try and send it down the inside of this next corner. Doesn't quite get the power down. Try maybe around the outside of turn number 3. That BMW looks a little bit squirmy. He's on the curve. He's sideways. Sean's going to go down the inside. Heading in towards turn number 4. He's already got the move done. He's already got in front. Will he be able to pull across it over the nose of that BMW? Just about, but Birchie's still there on the outside. He can't quite get himself fully alongside. And now it looks like you've got Stats and Merckx trying to get up as well. You've got one of the Oreo cars, and you've got the other 2 Hondas. So there's 3 Hondas in this fight, a BMW and an Audi S3. As it looks like that's Merckx and Nathel trying to make their way through as quickly as possible. The 87 fires it down the inside. They're 3 wide heading through there. Looks like you've got Creamed and I believe that's Bliss that's in that fight as well, heading through the uphill section towards finish sector 2. The BMW's hounding these two Hondas, so they're going to need to get a hurry up, otherwise he might be about to lose one position, and if Bethel gets through, stands a chance of maybe seeing Merckx and John get through as well behind. Looks like you've got Stats coming into this one as the Curry's Honda goes really wide, takes to the gravel, takes up the band in. There's Johnny going for a move on Merckx, throwing it down in towards the bottom hairpin. Hard on the braking there, just about gets shuffled out. A little bit of contact there with Stats, I believe that was, and Johnny stuffed out to hung out to dry there. So one Oreo Audi in the wars already. Merckx is starting to make his way up the order as well. So the championship leader doing exactly what he wants. He's keeping his rivals close and trying to match them as they fight through the field as well. He's currently in a BMW sandwich, one BMW in front, Merckx in the middle and the Honda, and the BMW behind. So battle over third place now. You got Punisher there in second, Bliss third, Snake Eye fourth, John's there in fifth place with Skunk Eye, who started up in third, is now starting to fall down the order. He's got Craggadon to factor in as well, as it looks like the Chevrolet now trying to go on the offensive, but he's actually having to go defensive now as John's right under the rear wing of that Chevrolet heading through the chicane. As one Chevy looks like it's about to lose a position, it looks like the other one behind is about to make a position, as there's the Mercedes going off stage left. So that's Skunk Eye falling right down the order after a solid qualifying, so he's not able to back it up in the race. Down the main straight though, John has Snake Eye right in his sights. The Audi S3 hasn't been on the podium many times this season, but it looks like it might be about to be going for one right here. It only need the third time that the Audis have featured on the podium here. If John could get himself up onto it, but he's going to have to try and get through Snake Eye first. The rear of that Chevrolet doesn't look too stable through turn number 2. Through the long turn 3, John closes right up. So that S3 definitely working through that long sector, and he's getting himself alongside down the right hand side of the track. A little bit of bumping, a little bit of banging. He's got the inside line for the next right-hander, and just about maybe gets the power down, and he gets it through. He gets that Audi alongside. Will he be able to drag it through down the straight first? Just about gets the nose in front, but now he's on the outside for the next corner. That's going to allow Snake Eye to come back through at him. Potentially, it looks like John's running it around the outside. He gets a good run around the outside, gets the power down, gets the position. So that's John up to fourth place there, with Bliss just in front. But look how quickly that Honda's cleared off thanks to a pair of them battling. Now you've got the two Chevrolets going at it, Craggadon behind Snake Eye. That's not how they qualified. They qualified in the reverse order. Now it's the two Chevrolets potentially going at it. Are we going to see fireworks between the two teammates? This series does have a history of teammates not working together as best as they could. I gave them some advice last time. Will they be able to listen to me and close up? Not quite, as it looks like Snake Eye throwing it down the inside of John there to take the position back. So he's getting back into fourth place. John shuffled that wide. Will Craggadon get through as well? Fantastic tactical driving there, but not quite enough. Was that a bit of a bump and run there to potentially benefit his teammates? I can't see it being that malicious in this series. These guys are pretty good racers, pretty good guys to race with, and it's normally pretty clean. Now you've got Bertie trying to fend off one of the Hondas. The Honda sends it down the inside. That was a bit of a late call there, but he's gone for it anyway. Gets the power down. The Honda just about moves up a position on the BMW. The BMs don't seem to be faring too well here. They seem to be falling down the order a little bit. Saying that, you have got one right at the front of the field. You've got a BMW 1-2 at the moment. That's one of the Hondas getting through on Bertie there. Bertie's not quite finding love for that BMW just yet. Now you've got Sean has caught up towards the back of the Chevrolets, but he's under pressure himself, having cleared Bertie. The Honda of Cream is already all over the rear wing of that Audi RS3. The Audis have 3 wins this season, one of only a couple of drivers to make it 3 wins, but he's now on the defensive against the Honda, firing it down the main straight. Honda's got the outside line, but you can definitely see the Honda's got the power compared to that RS3, and the 18 car gets himself up the order, gets in towards turn number 1 before that Audi RS3. Will Sean though be able to come back at them? Not quite able to do so. You can see they've already managed to pull a massive gap to that Audi RS3. So Bliss just getting in front now. A little bit further behind, you've got John trying to go back at Snake Eye in the Chevrolet, trying to get himself up the order. You can see in front that Puglet is getting himself right off the back of Punisher for second place. So there could be a move there in the near future as John in the 9 car runs out a little bit wide. Snake Eye though gets the position, gets in front, holds on, and manages to stay in fourth place, as John though still all over the rear wing. In front you can still see the Punisher's trying to get past Puglet's trying to get past Punisher there, heading in towards the bottom end of the corner. That gap's come up a little bit there. John not quite close enough to go for a dive, but he gets the power down a little bit better than Snake Eye. And will he be able to out-drag the Chevrolet down the straight? The Audis do have a little bit more top-end speed compared to the Chevrolets. He's on the inside line. He fires it down the inside. The pair are still side by side, coming up to one of the fastest corners on the circuit. Will John be able able to get through, or will he have to back out and let the Chevrolet go? He's got just in front, he gets the nose across and manages to take the position and get up to 4th place. So McCallboy, Mike, Johnny all fighting it out here. You've got Cream by the look of it in this fight as well. McCallboy and the Chevrolet, looks like they're a little bit of a cork in a bottle at the moment. Mike is clearly a little bit quicker. Will he be able to get past? Only time will tell, but a famous saying in motorsport, catching up is one thing, getting past is quite another. That Honda behind, though, looks like it's starting to close in on the Chevrolet. Not quite close enough to throw a dive in towards turn number 1. It will have to be a proper lunge if they go for it, and a proper lunge it is. They've sent it down the inside. Awesome move for Mike if that comes off. McCallboy just locked in behind him. Yes, they do. Massive dive bomb there, and that's word down for Mike in the Honda. Starting to pull away already, so maybe that Chevrolet starting to lose its front tyres a little bit, not quite getting the car turned in. And it looks like Johnny now coming under threat from the PC World car just behind it, now alongside it, side by side in towards turn number 3. The Honda locks up a little bit. He's going to go down the inside of the pair of them. Awesome move there for Johnny. He manages to hold off the Honda while getting the position on the Chevrolet, but the Honda's now down the inside again, having passed McCallboy. Will this be a change of position? Not quite. John holds the position, holds the line, gets the nose in front and manages to hold off that challenge from the Honda a little bit further behind him, but you can see how far Mike has cleared off already as that Honda exits stage right, clips the gravel and off he goes. Punisher now under threat for 2nd place. It's a BMW 1-2 at the moment, but Punisher's hanging on. This is his pro debut. He's not running any restriction. He's not got any ballast to contend with. Same with Bradders, who might have won 4 races so far this season, but he doesn't have the restriction thanks to missing a few rounds of the championship. Puglet, though, is now trying to fire it down the inside. That BMW down the main straight, the side-by-side. The Honda's trying to use as much of its front-wheel drive grip to get himself in front, and it looks like he's managed to out-drag the BMW down the straight and get the move done before turn number 1. That's Puglet up into 2nd place, but Punisher's not going to take it lying down. Punisher tries to go for a move again, but isn't quite close enough. Will he be able to take a run through turn number 3? He gets on the grass, the back end will step out, and there you go, the Honda's disappearing off in front. So this is a man who's cleared off at the start, and now he's coming through to win his 4th race of the season. He's the only driver to win 4 races. Through the final corner, down the main straight, it's SVR Bradders who wins round number 13 of the championship for BMW. Taking a look at the full result confirms Bradders with the win. Puglet X Modified in 2nd. Punisher on his pro debut in 3rd. So a good showing there from the BMW driver. TRAC John 4th. Snake Eye rounds out the top 5 ahead of teammate Quagadon. 7th is Sean S91 on the Audi RS3. Birchie finishes in P8. Skunk Eye, having started 3rd, finishes in P9 with championship leader Merckx finishing 10th. Nathel in 11th and Mike in the Honda finishes 12th. So, as is customary with race 2, it's a partial reverse grid. This time the random number generator picked out number 11. So Nathel's going to move on to pole position with the unrestricted Merckx alongside. Row number 2 is going to have Skunk Eye, who starts 3rd once again, and SVR Birchie alongside. Watch out for that BMW getting a good start and the lights go out. Let's head down to the grid. So down to the grid for the 2nd time today, waiting to go racing, waiting for the lights to come on, which they do so now. You've got Nathel on pole, Merckx there in 2nd place, lights go out, away we go. Expect the BMs to get through pretty quickly. Punisher starting a little bit further back, he's going to split the Chevrolet straight away, as it's Nathel, he's just sodding off in 1st. Looks like Birchie's got himself through pretty quickly with Skunk Eye still in 3rd. There's Nathel heading towards turn number 1 with Birchie slotted in behind, and can we see who's 3rd? Looks like you've got Skunk Eye there in 3rd place, as it looks like Punisher's trying to go around the outside of a lot of them. So Skunk Eye's cemented 3rd place. Looking back for the Mercedes now, you've got Merckx there in 4th, Sean's there in 5th place. Looks like everyone's got through the first couple of corners nice and safely. Lots of smoke coming off the front of that Audi. So a little bit of wheel spin as it's Merckx now, who's fallen down 2 places already off the start, trying to get back in front of the Mercedes. He sends it down the inside of turn number 4. Will he be able to get the power down and get the move done? Looks like he's just about got in front of that Mercedes. The Mercedes going pretty well here around Catalonia, so Skunk Eye certainly has that car set up pretty well, but not well enough to hold off from Merckx. So he moves down to 4th place and will quickly be under threat from Sean in the Audi behind him. Merckx now has his eye set on Birchie. He's going to go straight for a move. He's slot right into the rear of that BMW. He's hunting down, hunts and kill. He's right on the rear wing of that Beamer, heading through one of the fastest corners. Will he fancy a dive here? He's going to think a little bit better of it. He gets right up onto the bumper as Skunk Eye still fending off the Audi a little bit further behind. Sean and the Audi's going to jink out to try and get the move in towards the hairpin. Merckx is probably going to try and do the same, but it looks like he's not quite close enough to Birchie to be able to take that move in towards the hairpin. Thinks a little bit better of it. Sean goes for a wider line to potentially try and get the cutback, which Merckx looks like he's done on Birchie. He's got the outside for this corner. He's going to have the outside for the next one as well. Birchie's going to push him as wide as he can. They're using all of the road to try and stay on. A little bit of a bump, a little bit of a grind. But Merckx is still on the outside. Fantastic racing between these two to keep it clean. Merckx is going to send it down the inside of the chicane. Not really a place you can go too wide, but these two drivers just about managing it. Wheel spin for the BMW. That's going to leave him under threat now from Skunkai. Merckx has got away towards second place, and now he's got Nathel right in front. Birchie now trying to hang on for the final podium paying position, as Skunkai now in the Mercedes and Sean in the RS3 are trying to drag past that car. Skunkai though, side by side, he's got the side draft. Looks like Sean's got the double draft though. Will he be able to go for a move in towards turn 1 as Skunkai's already got alongside? And will he be able to hold it in towards turn number 1? Just about. The Mercedes back up into third place as Birchie has to go over the curb to avoid contact. So he's going to give him a wider line though through this third corner. But Skunkai though just driving away from the BMW. So fantastic start from Skunkai to get himself back in towards P3. This is the highest we've seen that Mercedes running in the pro lobby. It's gone pretty well in the AMs, but it's not found its feet in the pros. You've got Bradders now trying to get himself up the order pretty quickly, but he's under threat from TRAC behind him, as you've got Birchie now back in front of Skunkai, so he's managed to get the Mercedes back. Might have been a little bit of a mistake there, but Birchie now back into P3. He's chopping and changing already. Sean is now firing it down the inside of that Mercedes, so Sean in the RS3 fancies a shot at a podium here, and he's doing that by moving himself into P4. He gets himself around the outside of the Mercedes straight away, but now the Mercedes is on the outside and sweeps across the front of that Audi, so Sean loses the position straight away. Fantastic battle over fourth place, but the precarious part here is they're bringing TRAC into this one as well, so these guys fighting is letting Birchie get away, it's letting Nathel and Merckx get away, while Sean and Skunkai fight over P4. They're starting to get a little bit of track on the road, but Crow's in there as well. He's sent to dive down the inside of Sean. Will he be able to hold it off? Not quite. He's not quite close enough to keep that move, as Bradders is in this as well. A little bit further on, Skunkai now trying to have a run on Birchie, trying to get himself back up towards the front of this field. Birchie though just about losing out, so this is the fight for third place once again, and Skunkai, 4 cars, has got to the front of this field as Sean now is trying to fire it down the inside of Birchie. It's going to give him the outside for the next corner. Will Crow fancy getting into this one as well? They're going 3 wide into that hairpin. Sean backs out of it, lives to fight another day, but gets down the inside of Crow and just about fends off the BM, but the rear-wheel drive BM gets the power down and gets in front. He's now side by side with Birchie into this bottom corner. Will he be able to get that move done? A massive send from Crow gets him side by side with a Beamer, but you don't want to be side by side through this corner. You want to be in front. Birchie's just in front at the moment, and Sean's going to take the pair of them. Bradders and McCollboy are in this as well, so 1 car's got out of the fight and 2 more have joined it. Awesome driving by these guys. Crow's got to the front of this one. Will he be able to get Birchie as well, heading in towards that bottom hairpin? Just about gets side by side as Bradders has got through on Sean. The BMWs are dominating this one at the moment. Contact between the lot of them, and Bradders has got through. Fantastic driving from the race 1 winner. He might be about to try and fight for another podium yet again. It'll be the first time he's been on the podium and not won it if he can do it. It might not be a record that you want, but it's a record nonetheless. This the fight for the lead though. Merckx right on the rear bumper of that BMW of Nathel in front. Both of these guys have won races this season, but Nathel now trying to fight off for their second win, while Merckx is trying to get his second win in his second event. Right on the rear bumper of that BMW, little bit of contact, the BM goes wide. Merckx in the Honda backs off a little bit just to make sure he doesn't get a penalty. So very good tactical driving there from the championship leader. Nathel though is trying to get as many points as they can to try and stay in the championship fight. So down in towards the final sector, will Merckx be able to get right on the rear bumper? He's got down the inside. The BMW's run a little bit wide. The championship leader, this is the move for the lead. He gets the move done as the third one's a little bit wide on the gravel. Championship leader Merckx, for just the 3rd time, is now leading a race in the Track World Touring Car Championship. So now we've got a bit of a BMW sandwich fighting over 4th place here. Skunkai's managed to clear off at the front, well, a little bit of a tag. Sees Bradders right in front of Birchie now. Crow is in this as well. Birchie backed off a little bit just again to make sure he doesn't get a penalty. That's brought Crow into this, and it might bring McCollboy and Sean back into this fight as well. So as behind, you've got 4 cars going at it a little bit further back. You've got 3 cars going at it. Now Bradders has managed to get himself in front, so the battle for 5th place now between Birchie and Crow down the main straight. These cars are identically mechanically, it's just the setups that are different, so maybe Crow's got a little bit less wing on that car as he's managing to slipstream past Birchie down in towards turn 1. The pair are side by side. Who's going to brake first? Looks like Birchie's just braked a little bit earlier, and and Crow gets himself in front of the Metaclad car. It's now his turn to try and chase after Bradders, but McCallboy now right on the rear bumper of that BMW, right on board with the Chevrolet driver now as you head through turn number 3. He's right on the rear bumper, heading in towards turn number 4. Will McCallboy in that Vauxhall Vectra, we're told there's going to be a new livery for it next time out. I believe that when I see it. Crow now right on the rear bumper of Bradders, so this is the fight over 4th place. Crow is trying everything to get past that BMW driver. The BM hasn't finished on the podium of Bradders unless it's won a race. He's probably not going to be able to catch up to Skunk Eye now. Crow is right up behind him, heading through that bottom corner of turn 8, I believe it is. It's 4 cars in that line astern as Sean's managed to get past McCallboy in the Vauxhall and heading down in towards that bottom hairpin. Will Crow fancy dive on Bradders, heading through that bottom corner, lock up for the BMW, heading through that bottom corner. Birchie's thrown it down the inside as well, so Birchie's down the inside of Crow. These guys fighting is bringing Johnny and Mike into this one as well, so those 2 cars aren't too far behind as Crow's now got past Birchie. Looks like Birchie's been spat out a little bit. He's now side by side trying to get the position back. You've got Sean in this one as well, so this is how quickly gaps can ebb and flow in these races as Crow's now in front and trying to catch up to Bradders. Sean though right in the rear bumper of now McCallboy. McCallboy's got back through in front and now challenging Birchie. So McCallboy in the Vauxhall trying to head his down. I'm not calling it a Chevrolet anymore, it's a Vauxhall, just saying. Down the main straight in towards turn number 1, side by side with the BMW in the Vauxhall, just about throwing it in towards turn number 1. Little bit of a lock up, the BMW a little bit better on its brakes and holds the inside line in towards turn number 2. Heading through turn number 3, the Vauxhall's now got the inside line on board. They're all thrown out, and whoever we're on board with, I believe it's TRAC Johnny, he's got himself through. Yes, the Audi Oreo car has managed to get himself through. McCallboy's just hung on there, but thanks to a little bit of a mistake, it's brought both of these cars in there as well. As you can see, the red Honda of Mike's getting into this fight as well with the BMWs. He's side by side with Birchie, while Johnny's trying to fend off against Sean S and trying to catch up to McCallboy, the Vauxhall in front. Down into the bottom corner, the Vauxhall's got away a little bit, but the S3 versus the RS3 through that top corner of turn number 8. It's pretty much flat out, a tiny lift and a drop of a gear, as now the Vauxhall is skating away, but you do have the RS3 versus the S3, the pair of nose to tail, heading down in towards that bottom hairpin. I believe it's turn number 9, I don't even know anymore. Heading into that bottom corner, there's a BM out of shape. Oh, contact, he's been taken out. Birchie's thrown it down the inside and has taken out the Audi. No idea what happened there. We'll have to see if we can get a replay. Here we've got a replay on board with Birchie, so he's already lost out to a position to Mike. So let's see if we can see what happens. Is it just a pure out braking manoeuvre? Heading in towards that bottom hairpin. Brakes late, goes to dive, doesn't get the car stopped, and we're going straight to the scene of an accident with that Audi. Not really that Johnny could have done. This is on board with Sean. He's about to get a windshield full of BMW 1 Series. Heading in towards this hairpin. He's thinking about potentially lining up a move here. Heading in and, oh, that's not a fun sight. So down the main straight, McCallboy versus Bradders. This is the fight over, I believe it's over 4th position thanks to that massive incident involving the cars behind now. As McCallboy and the Vauxhall trying to get themselves past the BMW. They haven't had a podium yet. This will be one of their best finishes in the championship so far. Heading through turn number 1, coming in towards turn number 2. Will they be able to get a run towards turn number 3? That Vauxhall is right under the rear wing of the BMW. Will they be able to get a better line through? A little bit of a tag there. It looks like the BMW's been forced to touch wide. McCallboy now just down the inside. This will give him the inside line towards turn number 4. Will they be able to have a dive down? Will they be able to have a dive and brake in? Just about holding the nose there. Gets the power down. And against the BMW, the Vauxhall just about has the grip. Heading through the exit at turn number 4. And they've got the position done. Awesome move there by McCallboy. Trying now to fend off Bradders. Has to take a defensive line. And just about hangs on. The BMW doesn't quite have an answer at this stage of the race to get past that Vauxhall. Up at the front though, it's weird to think this guy's only won 2 races so far this season. He's about to come through to win his 3rd race and cement his championship lead. It's AMS Merckx in the Honda who comes across the line to win round number 14 of the championship. So with the win going the way of AMS Merckx, 2nd went the way of Nafel in the BMW, 3rd was Skunk Eye, TRAC Crow 4th, with WRT McCallboy finishing in 5th. SVR Bradders came home 6th, with Sean S91 in 7th, Mike came home 8th, DOR Snake Eye 9th after that contact, Johnny and Birchie came home 10th and 11th with Puglet X Modified, rounding out the top 12. So as is customary at this point, let's make the next one a full reverse grid. As for promotes, LMP Stats and Trap Police onto the front row, TRAC John and Punisher on row 2, DOR Cragadon and Puglet X Modified are going to fill out row 3. Let's head down to the grid. So for the final time tonight, we're down in the grid, ready to go racing. Race number 3, round 15 of the championship. After this, we'll be halfway through. Lights go out, away we go. Good start for the BMW stance. Punisher gets a good run as well. Expect them to get the jump on the opening run. Looks like Bliss has got a really good start as well. They're going to slot into 3rd place, having started on pole position, but it's LMP Stats that takes the lead in towards turn number 1. It's a repeat with the WSR BMW leading in towards turn number 1. Looks like you got one of the Chevrolets trying to muscle out TRAC John there. That looks like it's Cragadon and Snake Eyes in there as well. Bliss just in front in 3rd place. So good start there despite the BMWs getting through. You've got the 2 cars going side by side. The Chevrolet versus the Audi S3. So that's Cragadon going down the inside of TRAC John. Will he be able to hold the position in towards turn number 4? And Snake Eye goes really wide. You've got Birchie just behind there as well. So it looks like Bradders has got himself up the order pretty quickly as well behind. But now Cragadon gets himself just in front of John. John sends it back down the inside of the Chevrolet. All the while, the front 3 is starting to break away out the front, but these 2 are still side by side. Birchie's trying to get into this one as well. Birchie looks down the inside of Cragadon as John's just about got the position. Lock up from Bradders behind. The Chevrolet clips the grass. The BMW gets through. A little bit of a tag there from Cragadon. Looks like Bradders is going to fancy one of the Chevrolet now in towards turn number 8. And Birchie just about gets the nose in front through turn number 8, and it looks like Cragadon just hangs on against Bradders, heading down in towards that hairpin. Bradders is alongside, he's got the draft now from Birchie, so that's going to be how the 155 car is going to get past, and it looks like Birchie now getting a dive bomb there by Bradders. So the contact between Birchie and Johnny at the start, at the end of race number 2, potentially coming back to bite him for race number 3, as he's now got Bradders right behind him. Bradders won race number 1. He's now fighting his way through to try and win race number 3. Will he be able to do it? He's right under the rear wing of the BMW, heading in towards that bottom chicane for the first time. But it's a BMW of Stats that currently is out in front. Punisher's there in second, with Bliss trying to get himself through. Not in second now. Bliss is now in second. Punisher drops a wheel on the gravel and loses a position there. So Bliss moves back up into 2nd place. So now it looks like you've got Nefel trying to hang on against Sean, and Mike just behind. Looks like you've got TRAC Johnny getting into this fight as well, a little bit further behind the Audi. Now heading through turn number 3, the BMW just has the drive against Sean. He tries to take the outside line, but Mike's now down the inside line of the 55 car. So the 40 car versus the 55, down in towards turn number 4, just about gets the inside line and manages to get himself through. So the Motul beats Olin's in this case. And will he be able to fancy dive down the inside or around the outside and fell in the BMW? Thinks a little bit better of it, lives on to fight another day. Through turn number 5, looks like the Audi's got a little bit of a drive there. The Honda gets the drive against the BMW that runs a little bit wide. Will he be able to get down the inside of the next corner? Not quite close enough to be able to fancy dive, so locks back into the rear wing of that BMW, but in turn runs a little bit wide themselves through towards turn number 8. And the Audi looks like it might be about to fancy dive down the inside of the Honda. The BMW's all sorts of squarely in front. So that BMW losing its grip already. The Audi now side by side with the Honda down the back straight. Be careful, you might be about to get Johnny into this fight as well. Heading in towards that bottom hairpin. You've got Johnny's all sorts of crossed up. He's taken the Honda out. He's nudged the Honda. Oh, there's a few cars in there as well. Looks like you've got one of the Hondas in the barrier. Let's see what happens. So it's TRAC Johnny who had this done to him in the last race, and now it's repeated itself, but it's Johnny who's the instigator. He heads into that chicane, brakes a little bit too late, has to get on the handbrake to lock the car up, and ends up stopped in the middle of a corner, and a load of cars pile in. So let's have a look. This on board with AMS Mercs, a championship leader now, trying to fight the way through after reverse grid. Heading through that bottom hairpin, you see Johnny's just got it all sorts of crossed up, and then a windscreen full of Audi, and Merckx gets away with it actually. Doesn't lose too many positions out of that one. This on board with Creamed. I believe this is the car that ended up in the barriers. So let's see what happens. You've got Johnny just in front, trying to go for the move on Sean. Heads in, breaks the perfect spot, but just breaks way too hard, locks it all up, and then the Honda just clumsily ends up in the barrier. So back up towards the front of the field. Bliss starting to run away a little bit there in second place as one of the Oreo Audis is running down the field. You've got one of them running in 5th place with a sliding BMW in front. This could be exactly what John wants to see. So a sliding Audi and a sliding BMW, a few parallels being drawn there, but you've got the Oreo Audi starting to make headwind into that BMW, heading down the main straight. Looks like they've got the drive side by side, heading in towards turn number 1. Will John be able to move up in towards 3rd position? He just about gets the nose in front. He gets it. So as one Audi falls down the order, the other one moves up onto the podium. Only be the 3rd time the S3's been on the podium if he can manage to hold this position. But now 3rd place, the BMW gets on the curb and goes sideways, so it gives John that breathing room. This could be the 3rd podium for the Audi S3 that we've seen. The S3 not really the favoured car here, but it is starting to go well at the moment. Punisher now under pressure from 2 more BMWs behind, which are definitely the favoured car, as Barrett and Birchie trying to get into there as well. Looks like you've got, I believe that's Puglet trying to get into that one as well. Misidentifying the Hondas there, sorry, I'm just a little bit blind, that's my excuse on that one. Side by side though, you've got Bradders versus Birchie. Birchie trying to get the move done here. Bradders though out-drags him and gets the nose in front, sweeps across the front, heading through the bottom end of the circuit, and now the rise up towards the pretty much flat turn number 8. Punisher now starting to come under threat from Bradders. Bradders has been catching over the last couple of laps. Punisher's been pushing quite hard to try and get away from the BMW driver. Heading through the bottom end of the circuit. He's off on the gravel. He's sideways. That's going to give Bradders exactly what he needs. Birchie potentially is going to get past as well. Birchie's outside, round the outside of the 18 car. Will the Honda think about getting into this one as well? Thinks about splitting the cars. They head down the bottom end of the circuit. Birchie and Punisher still side by side. Birchie on the outside, Punisher on the inside. And Birchie just about loses out to Punisher. Punisher gets the drive down, a little bit of a nudge. And that's going to allow the Honda to get through. Potentially it's going to allow the Chevy to get through as well, as Punisher's out on the grass, and it lets Birchie through as well. So Birchie manages to get through, and Punisher loses 3 places in the space of 1 corner. Down the main straight once again, you've got Merckx and Nethel going at it. Stats is up at the front of this field, but Merckx is right on the rear wing of their teammate. Nethel in the 87 car is trying to hold on from Merckx, the championship leader. These guys fighting outside the top 12 at the moment, so they're not going to be taking too many points, while at the front LMP Stats is going to be taking maximum points at this point. Merckx though is trying to make the move on their teammate, heading around the outside, just about gets the move done. Will they gets the power down, side by side with the BMW, heading in towards turn number 4. Will the Honda be able to get past that Astro sponsored car? Throws it down the inside, gets hard on the brakes. The BMW is trying to fight it, but doesn't quite get the position done. Merckx though gets that move done, moves up a place, and is potentially helping their championship lead at this point, but Nethel's going to try and come back around the outside. Doesn't get the move done, and that's the move done completed for AMS Merckx. And then, yeah, unfortunately, thanks to Forza's fantastic technical abilities, the cameras all switched off, so we didn't get to see LMP Stats come across the line to win round number 15. But there's the full confirmation of the result. LMP Stats wins ahead of TRAC Bliss in second. Puglet X Modified makes it 2 Hondas in the top 3. SVR Bradders comes back through for 4th place, with TRAC John in 5th, TRAC Crow 6th, and Punisher in 7th. AMS Merckx finished in 8th, Mike in 9th, 10th was Sean S 91, WRT McCallboy finished 11th, and TRAC John finished in 12th. So after 3 more action-packed races, the championship looks like this. AMS Merckx now holds a 33-point advantage over TRAC Crow, who moves up to 2nd. LMP Stats falls down to 3rd on 597, 5 points in hand over Sean S 91. Nethel moves down to 5th place with a further 3-point deficit to the man in front. 7 points further back is WRT McCallboy in P6, with TRAC John and Snake Eye separated by just 2 points in 7th and 8th. The next time that we see the pro drivers is when we head to Brands Hatch Indy for 3 more action-packed races. If you like what you see and you want to see more, don't forget to like, share and subscribe, and don't forget to hit the bell notification so you don't miss out on the AM Lobby, which comes up next.